most young women are taught badly that the most important thing that they'll do in their life is their career. And that's simply not true. It's not true for most people, and it's certainly not true for most women.
I certainly wasn't taught that myself. I feel like I'm doing quite well in my career, but I still have pressures. People who are saying, you know, when are you actually going to succeed properly by having a baby?
Yeah.
I kind of find that slightly offensive. I'm 38. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've got through my early 30s without almost luckily, when I look at what my friends have to deal with their children. I almost feel a little bit blessed. What do you say to that?
Well, I would say that it starts to get pretty lonesome in life after 45 if you don't have a family, you know, and so it's easy to consider the utility of an intense career, and like you have a very high quality career too, you know, that's something that marks you out from let's say more typical people, and perhaps that's worth more of a sacrifice, but you know, you're going to live till you're 90 in all likelihood, and it's not easy to consider your life across its entire span. And there's something to be said for developing a very close-knit, intimate community around you if you can manage it. You have children and then you have grandchildren, and that, to me, what I've experienced in my life, although I've had a very productive career and a very interesting career, it's definitely been the case for me that my family has been more and more important to me as I've got older. And I don't think that that's a uncommon experience.
Yeah. I think first and foremost, I'd like to congratulate her for actually holding a conversation with Jordan Peterson. I've never seen that. The fact that she was able to hold a conversation. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I don't think so. I think
it's usually a bunch of, like I just did to you, interruptions.
It's fine.
Disagreements.
This is your channel too, so it's cool. You can interrupt me as much as you want. But yeah, no, I think that's awesome that there was two people able to sit down and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. One thing that stood out to me that I was thinking before he said it was, he said something like, it's not easy to consider your life over an entire span. Right. Which is exactly what it is, because I used to be the same way. As I get older, I'm pushing away from working and more towards family. Yeah,
absolutely. So you feel that being, you feel like more, like, let's say your legacy was to be put on a wall. Would you rather be viewed as, an amazing wife, an amazing mother, a woman that was a support to a powerful man, or would you rather be this independent CEO woman that whatever?
It's weird to say, it's like something in me right now at this age where I'm like trying to stop myself from saying it, but I think I'd be a really good mom. I think I'd be a better mom than I would be a CEO or a career woman. I really feel that now, and it's weird to say, but I really think that.
And it's funny because you own a business. You own a very successful business, and you still think, okay, cool. Like, you're happy that, I know I am. I know I'm happy to have a partner who is willing to be that, right? Because eventually that's what I want, right? At some point, just have like somebody who's able to obviously help me over here and be my support over here, but who's also willing to handle things in the house and things like that, but still has the capacity to do whatever she wants.
Exactly. Yeah, I think there's a stigma around like being a housewife and being a mom. It's this weird.
Yeah, nowadays.
Right. Yeah. It's like almost frowned upon when you're a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't want to be a housewife, or like you said, it's not your only job. That's not your only role. I have so much more to contribute to the world. But what's wrong with, raising a family, raising kids, and supporting your husband and building a life together? It's something that people don't think about at this age or even younger. Right. They don't think about where they're going to be when they're 50, when they're 60, 70, when they're dying and they have nobody. I've seen lonely ass old people, and it is so sad. I know that's what I don't want.
Right, exactly. And nobody's on their deathbed saying, hey, I wish I worked more.
Exactly.
Nobody's on their deathbed saying, hey, I wish I was in a corporate office. Everybody's like, oh, I wish I either spent more time with my family. I wish I spent more time traveling. I wish I spent more time trying new restaurants.
There's a book about that. It's about this nurse. She was a hospice nurse.
Oh, yeah. What is that book?
It's like the 5 regrets of life or something like that. So she was a hospice nurse. And over the years, she collected the top 5 things that people have told her on their deathbed. She asked them, like, what is something that you wish you did differently in your life? And yeah, the 5.
Top 5 regrets of the dying.
Yeah.
So the top 5 are: I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Number 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Huge. Number 3, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. 5, I wish that I had let myself be happier. So literally none of those have to do with, I mean, and the thing is like this, this isn't differentiated between gender either. That's something that sticks out to me too. But I mean, I think I'll talk about that in just a second, but it's not differentiated by gender. It's literally just differentiated, or just literally just people who are on their deathbed and these are their regrets, right? You know, if I was on my deathbed as a man, I feel very good right now because obviously, you know, I feel that if something were to happen to me, I know my wife is taken care of. I know my family is taken care of. I know everybody's taken care of that I care about, right? That's number one to me, right? Right now, at this point in my life, I'm only 30 years old. So that's a big part of it for me. As I get older, I think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you don't know what that is, check that out. You know, there's your basic needs, and I'm not gonna go through them all, but the basic needs such as air, food, water, then where your priorities stand later on in life. So having stability in a career, having certain things. As you go on, it becomes less about money and business. And obviously, you know, when you're a child, it's about just walking and talking and breathing and things like that. It becomes less about money and status and so much more about friendships, relationships, giving back to the community, things like that. And that's where I think is very important. So when I see a lot of the things about, you know, I don't necessarily, I think obviously women are, it's more directed at women. And I think it rightfully so, realistically, rightfully so, because women don't have as much time to really, biologically, just don't have as much time to create a family, whereas a man can do it later on in life. So
yeah, and the crazy thing is, I'm glad we were born in the era that we were, because we saw what life was without social media.
Right.
And we were older when social media came out, because now with social media and Instagram, it's like everybody is a CEO, everybody's an entrepreneur, everybody owns something, everybody wants to go on vacation, everyone's a boss.
Right.
It's going to get worse and worse.
We're literally living at a time where there's more people on the planet than there ever has been and there ever will be. That's what he believes. Well, guys, if you like thought-based content from the perspective of a young married couple, go ahead and like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications.
And on that note,
we out.